everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to a brand new video today. Match review as Wolves. It's 2 points dropped really against Newcastle United. It's finished 1-1 at Molineux. First Premier League home game of 2020. And yeah, it's a boring one. It's one that we will definitely... if someone asks me about this in 12 months' time, I'm sure that I won't be able to recall a thing that happened. Not very memorable at all. And Wolves finishing the game 1 goal apiece. So, start off with the lineups. It's what you expected. It's a small squad for Wolves now with injuries and the exit of Patrick Catrone. So the front three of Pedro Neto, Jimenez and Adama, with Neves and Matinho, Johnny and Matt Doherty, with Cody, Sace and Dendoncker, with Patricio in goal. And it wasn't a great start, was it? Newcastle took the lead in the first 10 minutes. It was Almiron, who I can't believe his turn of form recently. Struggled so much for Newcastle in the past 12 months or so. And he's hit a rich vein of form. I think he scored 3 in his last 3 or 4 games. And he got another one today. Really well worked from Newcastle down their left-hand side. Dendoncker ended up on his arse. Really well worked by Almiron and co. And then a good finish into the top corner. They took their chance. Defence just didn't seem to react very well, and yet again conceding early, yet again conceding the first goal, which I think is still our downfall. And we need to start taking, putting our foot down and trying to take the lead and take authority early on in games. Fortunately, though, it didn't take long for us to get that equaliser. It was a goal in the end for Leander Dendoncker. Corner came in and it seemed to evade everyone, and Dendoncker with a smart little finish past the goalkeeper. And I thought, right, we've got this goal now. Let's take it to Newcastle and try and get ourselves back into this game. To be honest, the rest of the first half was pretty drab. There was a couple of Newcastle injuries. They've got a pretty long injury list as it is. It just didn't seem to go their way. I think Dwight Gale came off quite early and one of the defenders as well. But probably one of the better chances of that first half was Adama. Lovely ball in, floated in beautifully towards the back post. And Raul Jimenez was there with the header. And I thought it was in. I was celebrating, but it was the goalkeeper, Dubravka, who managed to get his leg onto it. And that was probably the best chance of the game. 5 added minutes for the first half. Just showed it was a bit stop-start. And Newcastle taking that in. To be honest, on reflection, at half-time, I thought from minute 1, Newcastle would have 11 men behind the ball. And I was actually quite shocked that they actually did want to play football a little bit in the first half. I thought Almiron was a good player for them. He seemed to shine. Other than that, I think especially from half-time onwards, they just struggled to have any of the ball. I think Newcastle fans, I think they're still going to be gobsmacked and unsure on how Hoffenheim managed to get 40 million euros for Joe Linton. That bloke really struggled, just doesn't look good in a Newcastle shirt. Just doesn't work for him in England at the moment. And I'm sure, they were waiting this long for Mike Ashley to spend a little bit of money, and it's obviously not on quite the right player for them. But he's got all the physique of a footballer. But again, today I thought he was dreadful. But the second half was what I expected. Newcastle with 10, 11 men behind the ball. They'd obviously use their first 2 subs, so they'd have to be careful. They didn't want to go full throttle and full tempo in that second half. But Wolves had full-on domination, and we couldn't take advantage of it. There was no real urgency from us. Ball in, I think the best chance of the game was Pedro Neto at the back post. He had a couple of opportunities, and the one in particular I could think of, sort of an empty net, and just couldn't seem to head it in. We didn't do enough to win. I would have been extremely disappointed if Newcastle got a win out of the game and we didn't get anything. But yeah, we didn't do enough to win. The draw on reflection is probably the fairest result. But as a fan who wanted to watch football, today was a real forgettable game. No real quality from either side. And I think that's it's annoying. I think a Jota type player could have changed that game today. Of course, he's out injured. But that bench as well, it just screams that Wolves need signings. Jimenez, okay, today, I looked at him, his work rate was good. He got himself about, but as a striker, unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for him as a player, which is going to happen sometimes. But on that bench, we need someone, we need an option, whether Nuno opts for someone who's 6'7" that we can bring off the bench, or whether he brings on someone like Jimenez who could just come on and change the game. We haven't got that on the bench at the moment. We need that. We need, in my opinion, another winger. We need another wing back, and we need another central midfielder. For me, Doc again today just wasn't quite up to scratch. he was sloppy. So was Dendoncker on that right-hand side. They were just sloppy. And I think the issue is with Matt Doherty. He hasn't really got any competition there. I think if we got a bit of competition for him, I'm not saying, you know, that's going to up his performance levels and whatnot. But I just think sometimes he does need that little bit of a rest. And if we can assure that we got a bit of quality that we could put on that right wing back and that right-hand side, I think that'd be great for Wolves. So for me, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks in the transfer window. Wolves have got to add numbers. Of course, we've got Manchester United in the FA Cup this week. We've got a couple of big games coming up, and we just need to start getting some wins, start getting some points. Of course, it's not a loss today, so it's better than nothing. It's a point on the board, but it's just a little bit of frustrating when you're playing up against teams like Newcastle. Their style of play today, they would have been happy with that result. Steve Bruce would have been ecstatic with that result. I think especially with their injuries in the first half, you could see how they set up in the second half. The referee didn't really impress me too much, the way he just kept stop-starting the game. There was a couple of times where he wasn't even watching the game and I saw him give fouls. That was in Wolves' favour as well, not just Newcastle's favour. Yeah, shocking performance for the ref. But yeah, Wolves need a busy summer. We need to add depth quickly if we want a successful rest of our season. But a draw, a point's a point. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, how you reckon Wolves got on. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll be back very, very soon. Until next time, guys, I'll see you all very soon.